Hey, I'm Colin from AdSign. I'm going to be running you through how to install SSH NoPorts on Linux. And we have to, first of all, go to the website and get some AdSigns. These are the addresses that are used on NoPorts. So you can actually try this for free. And just click the try it for free and it will take you through getting those addresses. Once you have those addresses, you can get started and you actually get redirected to this page, the simple installation guide for Linux and Mac OS. And you can look and see down here there's some advanced stuff if you want to go through that as well. If you're maybe you're a Linux admin already and you have particular styles of installing software, then there's some options down here. But we're just going to go through the simple installation and follow it through from there. So let me just move this over here and we'll tidy things up and get going. So I actually have two machines, one called server, I'm logged in here, and another machine called client. And I've got logins into those machines already, and that's how we're going to install the software. So some things you've got to get ready for the installation. You've got to have these two addresses. That will come through in probably in an email, and you would have typed these addresses in. I'm going to be using my little cheat sheet here, and if you scroll down here, it actually recommends you have a cheat sheet. You need to have those two @signs, and then you also need to have a name for the device. So I'm just going to call that server, and it's probably a good idea to get all that stuff ready and tick them off. So I have my cheat sheet down here, and we can tick those off. So I've got a client @sign. My client @sign is going to be Colin_client, so we can tick that one off. And we've got a device @sign, which is going to be Colin_device, and then a device name. I'm just going to call it server. So we are ready to go, I think. So the first thing to note is on the client machine, have you got any SSH keys? Now, if you're using SSH already, then you may well have your own SSH keys. But if you haven't got SSH keys, it's pretty easy to create them. And we're going to create them using this command here. SSH keygen will actually create you some keys. These are the cryptographic keys that you can use to log in. We can just copy those on that command, put it into the client, and paste it. And I'm not going to have a passphrase, but you might want to have a passphrase. That means that the file that it creates is protected with a password. That's fine. You can use that. I'm not going to. And now I have an SSH key file, and it's in this directory here. So there's the public side, which is the pub, and then there's private side, which is without the .pub. The public is the public side, and that needs to be copied to places where you want to log in, and we'll see that later on, but very importantly, you have the SSH keys. So at this point, we are ready to get going on actually installing the software. So we can download the Universal Installer, and that's just a simple curl command. Copy that and paste it in onto the client. Remember, we're actually only using the client at the moment, so we'll get to the server in a minute. So that's it. We've downloaded the installer, and if you want to have a look at it, if you ls, you can look at that. It's just a shell script, and we're going to run that. If you're not comfortable running the shell script, that's fine. Check out the shell script before you run it. But once you've checked it out and you're happy with it, then you can install it, and you need to chmod it and then just run it directly. So let's do that here. And it's gonna do its thing, and I'm going to install this on a client. This is a client machine, so I'm going to install the client, and I'm now going to enter that client @sign. So in my case, that is, I'm going to go back to my cheat sheet. It's going to be @Colin_client, and that's fine. And it's also the device @sign, so that is @Colin_device. There we go. Now it's going to ask which region, and I'm in America despite the English accent, so I'm going to say AM. And then the device name. So this is a device name that we want to use to specify the particular device in the moment. So we're going to just say server, because that's the name of the server. And put server, and then it says enter once more to finish. In other words, if you've got a bunch of servers or a bunch of machines you want to log into that you've already set up, a lot of devices, you can put those in, and that'll provide some shortcuts. But I've only got one, so I can just hit return, and it'll drop me back to the installation prompt. Alrighty, good enough. Let's look at the instructions. So that was running that, so that was pretty easy. And what else do we need to do? So now we've got to activate our @sign. So we'll first of all activate the @sign. So the @signs are the addresses that the NoPorts software uses. The @signs are from the @sign.com website. You can read all about how that works. So we're going to copy this and paste it. And I've got to replace here the name of my client, in which case it is @Colin_client. So that should be fine. And it's going to go away and activate it. Now I think that is going to send an email to me, so I get my email client up. Yep, there we are. It is URUM. And it's fetching some keys, setting up some stuff, talking to a secondary, and there we go. So that's generated the @keys file and set up all the @sign stuff. And I can see this key file has been set up now. So we are we've done the one-time password. We've got all that stuff. We've got this file here. If you'd already activated this @sign before, and it's noted here in the notes, the @sign key files will be located in this directory. If you want to install the client software, the SSH software, on another client, then you'll have to put this file, Colin_client.keys, into the directory, the home directory @sign/keys, so you can use the client or something else. And they're recommending using SCP here. So sounds pretty straightforward. Okay, so it sounds like we've got to go to the device now. So on the device, you want to download the Universal Installer again. Okay, so we'll copy that and paste it. And enter. Oh, what did I do wrong? Probably, oh, there we go. There's a typo there. I will correct that, and you won't have that problem. There we go, it's downloaded it. Universal.sh. And run the installer. Okay, so we can run the installer. Copy this. And copy this. And paste it in. All right, downloading it. And we're going to be installing a device this time. Now this is interesting. So it says systemd is present, but this script is not running with sudo. We recommend that you install the systemd. Okay, we recommend that. Requires root privileges, that's fine. If you'd rather not proceed with a non-systemd installation, not recommended, then you can do that. So I guess if you've got root, we can do this one. I have root access, so I'm just do sudo, and we'll go that way. And obviously, if you haven't got root access, then we'll install it in a different method. But it's recommending here that we with the systemd root, which is fine. Systemd is essentially a background process will make sure the SSH daemon, SSH NoPorts daemon is up and running. So let's run that. And that's my password. And install it. So this is a device. And the client @ is at Colin _ client. We did not detect any @ on this machine. Please enter the device @ manually. All right, so that means if you've got some @ already on this machine, it would have picked them up. So you might get, if you've got @ already, it will actually give you a list. So the device @ in my case is Colin _ device. The device name is server. That's it. Looks like we're done. SSH npd was installed. That's the daemon that runs, and it's installed with systemd. See the logs. All right. So we've done that. And we need now to, so we've done the installer, done all that, useful tips. Oh yeah, there were the @. And now we've got to activate the @ on the device. Okay, so copy and paste. So I've got to replace this with the @, which in my case is @Colin _ device. So this is the first time I've activated that, so that's good. We just hit enter. Another email verification. Wait for that. It will come through an email. There we go. 4562. Activation failed. Maybe it's an S. All right. Well, this might happen to you, so let's try it again. Yeah, it's 4S62. I'll wait for the next one. There it is. KCFF. Get it right this time. Yep, looks like it's going to do the same things it did last time. All right, activated it. Yeah, ready to go back to the client. I think we're done. The install is complete. Alrighty, so that's the install. We can look at the usage guide, I guess. Basic usage, to and from, host, SSH authentication. All right, putting it all together. So let's try it. Now, I know one thing. All this software is loaded into a directory called, let me show you, cd2.local/bin, and there's the software, but your bash shell won't actually find it straight away. So if I said SSH np, at the moment it won't find it, but if I log out and then log back in again, SSH np, it will find the software. That's because in the profile file, it actually looks for that directory. And before we put any software there, that directory didn't exist. But now that directory does exist, it'll actually look for it. So we can actually run the software now. So SSH np 2, or actually we'll say from my @ which is Colin _ client, and then to the @ which is Colin _ device -h, which is the rendezvous point, which is RV_AM for me because I'm in the Americas. And then -D for this, the device name, which is server. And I should be able to log in at this point. See what happens. It looks like we got there, so are we going to continue yet? We are. And I need to type in my password. So yeah, I'm logged into the server, but with a password. Don't like passwords. Let's see if we can use that SSH key. So I'm going to log back out, back to the client. And we can, we just expand this over. We don't need this anymore, I don't think. So let's move that. You can look at it. Well, we don't even need the server. We've actually done everything we need to do on the server, so we can get rid of that. And let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger for everyone. Oh, maybe that's a little bit too big. Alrighty. So what I want to do here is set up the SSH keys on the remote server, and I need to send the public keys. So I'm going to use the -I to say where my keys are, and then .ssh/ I think it's ID. Yeah, there we go. That's the key that I set up earlier. Let's just move this down a bit for you. There we go. That's the key I set earlier, and then if you do -S, it will actually take the public side of that key and then send it over to the remote machine. So we should be able to log in with the SSH keys this time, and it will put those keys in place. And there we are, we're logged in. If I log back out again with Control-D, we're back to the client machine. And because I've done that once, it should automatically pick up those keys. Let's just get rid of that. And see whether that works. Yes. And there you go. So that's it. That's SSH NoPorts. There is a little NP script, I think NoPorts.sh, that makes all this a little bit easier once you've got those SSH keys in place. And I can select one, and it'll essentially do the same thing for you. There you go. Yes. And I've logged into the server. So that's it. That's how to get SSH NoPorts up and running. And as on this client machine that I'm using now, I can be anywhere on the internet and connect into the server. And on the server side, you can actually shut down the SSH daemon just to listen on localhost. But maybe that's another video. Thanks for watching.